Oh, it's kind of dark over here, isn't it? Go to the other side. I got the light. Alright, so I've got the ABS sensors hooked back up on both sides, all installed with all the little factory clips and everything. Now I'm going to assemble the brakes. Wow, this is coming together finally. Okay, so we got the rotors put on, caliper adapters, bolts are torqued down. Now we'll get the liner things and the pads put in and put the calipers on. So another step is those holes we cut with the hole saw so we could heat up the cap nut inside the frame. Well, look at that. That's why I used a hole saw, not a cutting torch like I've been known to do in the past. Just make a nice clean round hole and you can pop up a cap plug in it. That's a 1 5/8 cap plug. I used a 1.5 inch hole saw, which usually cuts a little bit bigger than the nominal measurement on it anyway. And where do we get such nice little 1 5/8 cap plugs? Guess what? The scrapyard's full of them. Every Neon or PT Cruiser's got 2 of them. One right there on either side for the motor mount bolts. I've got a big jug of them. I don't know. I keep everything! Anyway, that's pretty slick, eh? Another interesting anecdote I forgot to mention yesterday. When I was changing the radiator and I had everything out of the front, I took the intercooler out and I turned it over, and where is that damn little bolt? This fell out of it. Now I could tell that somebody had been in there before me because it was not the original radiator in it. Somebody had that all apart before, and some of the bolts were missing. Well, I can tell you why this one was missing. It was inside the intercooler. Good thing it was on the charge side of the core and not the suck down the engine side of the core, or we could have a major problem. Anyway, that's how it goes. Dodged a bullet there. Today I changed the flex hose on this side and put the ABS wire all back in its loom. Now the next thing I'm going to do is repair this little static strap that goes from here down to the strut. I'm not sure what its purpose is, but the factory spent money to put it there, so it must be for something. Little ground wire repaired. Whatever it does, it can continue doing it. So we'll go and do the same job on the other side, and I'll let you know when I'm done. So I got the sway bar all put back up. That went quite nicely. Now I've just put a piece of hose on the bleeder screw and opened it up, and we'll see if we can get these brakes to gravity bleed. That's always the easiest way. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Well, I'm pretty satisfied after running it a couple of times. It runs good, it starts easy, there's no engine light on. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this back together. And maybe tomorrow, once I get these brakes bled, I can at least get it back on its wheels and running around. I don't think I'm going to put the front end back together until I get the parts car in here and blow it apart, because I need a few bits and pieces off of it. There's a bunch of those little plastic Christmas trees that hold the inner fenders and everything in. Instead of buying, I broke a few when I took it apart, so instead of buying new ones, I could probably harvest them from that. I'm pretty sure that the headlights in the parts car are not nearly as fogged up as the ones in this car. They'll be easier to clean up. And I have this issue with the front corner of this fender here being rotted out. Now, I've debated about this for quite some time. I don't really want to change the whole fender. I looked high and low to find a original paint black fender in the wreckers, and I just could never find one. I found a really nice one on a convertible, but when they put it in the junkyard, the way they supported it, it kind of buckled and the door hit here and destroyed it. So what I'm going to try to do, I don't want a freshly painted fender on here, because the this car is pretty patinaed up. It's you know, not perfect. And putting a new fender on here from another car and painting it black, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this little piece off the fender on the parts car and section it in here and just kind of blow in the paint as good as I can. Yes, I'm wrecking a perfectly good fender, but in the end, I think just of the look of the whole car, it's going to be the best thing I can do for it. The front bumper is, you know, all chipped up and faded to match this. It just, when it's all cleaned up, it looks okay, but I just don't want that glaring difference. So that's my plan. I hope you guys are with me on this. We'll find out what it looks like. If you haven't seen my bodywork before, it's kind of scary. My huge mountain of parts back here has definitely gotten a lot smaller. What I'm going to do tomorrow, so long as I get the front of it buttoned up, get the brakes bled. Finally, I was waiting for these to come in. Rear flex hoses. The ones on this car, they're okay and they're holding, but they're pretty crusty looking. And to ask someone to certify it with those, it's embarrassing. So for what they cost, I'll swap them out and you'll never have to worry about it again. I've got a polyurethane bushing kit for the Watts linkage, in case that's bad. I've checked it, it seems like it's okay. Here's parking brake shoes and the hold down kit for them. I noticed when I changed the rear rotors that that's all destroyed in there. And a pair of rear shocks. They're just gas magnums, same like what I put on the front. So I'll have a matching set. Let's get this nice for somebody, whoever's going to be the next owner of this car. And we have a problem. The fog lights will not turn off. So, as usual, blame the multifunction switch. It's the Achilles on these little cars. So, we got this one from the wreckers. And judging by the marks on it, someone before me got it from the wreckers too. So, we'll take that as meaning it's a good one. We'll find out. Worst comes to worst, the fog lights are going on a toggle switch. What is this? Oh, master disconnect for the battery. It's something I just put on. I might put it on this, I might not. The right rear door handle's broken. Got this one from the wreckers long before I had a parts car. This is missing, same thing. Scored at the wreckers. And I don't know. Here's some bits and pieces. We'll see what happens with those. And that's it. Hopefully by the end of this weekend, this thing's going to be back up and running. And a going concern.